Hey, I'm London Jen. All one word. There are three N's on my Jen. Respectfully, don't leave them out. Welcome. It's been a minute since I've done a little blog like this. But yeah, I was feeling it today. If you don't know who I am, I'm one of the most respected media platforms to ever come out of our scene over here. I'm also a respected music journalist. Check out my work at allhiphop.com, where I write every day. But yeah, I thought I'd come on. You've seen the title. You know what my gripe is. I let a lot of shit slide. And I'm not doing it. We're not doing this. We are not doing this because what we just seen from Funkydee is an assault on battle rap, an assault on our scene here. It's an attack on our scene here. What I'm talking about, if you haven't seen it already, and there really is no need to, I mean, go and check it out if you want, but I'm going to summarize the standouts from the interview with Phoenix Fire. And I'm saying interview because Phoenix Fire says it wasn't an interview, although in the video she calls it an interview. But yeah, the interview with Funkydee and Phoenix Fire, where he basically says battle rap was dead, he revived it, and now that he's gone, we're back to death again. So we're in a stage of deafness at the moment, according to Funky. I'm recording this on Sunday about 10 to 1. I think at 1 o'clock, Moke versus Quill comes out from the rivalry, rebuild card. Dope battle. I was there for that dope event. Yesterday was absolute. I'm about to get into all of those battles. They've been uploaded onto Patreon, on Premier Battles Patreon. So I'm going to go and get into those. But all my timeline for the last 24 hours now. So since 12:45 yesterday has, 1:45 yesterday has been absolute, and how popping that event was. The performances, the battlers, the bars, all of that. That rap is so not dead, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to go through step by step. If you know me, battle rap is like, it's like my baby. I did not give birth to it, and it existed a long time before I came here. But since I've come in, I love this shit. It's my thing. So, I felt like I needed to clear up some things. Funky has an audience who is not familiar with battle rap. He says stuff, and I don't know whether people I don't know how much they believe him or not, but I felt it important to provide some sort of balance for those. First of all, just to speak up for my baby, for my scene, for the shit that I love, and for the people who work so hard, who put so much effort into doing this thing really well. Just, yeah, also if anyone is looking for, a counter argument to Funky's drivel that he spewed the other day, then here it is. Thanks for checking it out. So yeah, getting into the interview. One of the most disrespectful things about that whole interview, and in fact gave me real secondhand embarrassment. I had to watch it twice as well, so I cringed for 2 times 14 minutes, because Funkydee had his back to the camera the entire time. Now, I mean, we are to assume it's Funkydee. It certainly sounded very much like him. He said the things that he would say. He had, the trademark Funkydee voice and humor. But we didn't, I don't think we saw more than perhaps, the back of his, we don't even know if he had a lineup. I think that's how little we saw of Funky. Yeah, he showed his back to the camera the entire time. I don't know how intentional that was, but that's just the most disrespectful thing ever. Like, why would you not just turn your camera off if you weren't camera ready, if for whatever reason you couldn't record with the camera off? Why not just turn your camera off? To me, it seems intentional that you didn't, this didn't even merit you turning around. You were going to purposefully show your back to the camera to highlight how little respect you have for the platform that you were on and for the scene in general. You don't even deserve my respect. Here's my back, mother. Um, as you know, the amount of secondhand embarrassment that I felt for Phoenix Fire there was hard for me to go through twice. The second time, in fact, I didn't watch it and listen to it because I couldn't go through that again. I was fuming. Like, why is this your back the whole time? Just turn off your camera. You, I I I would not interview someone who did not have enough respect for me to turn around, for them to literally show their back to me. The whole interview for me is making a statement. You could just turn your camera off and I wouldn't turn my camera on to someone's back. Never mind record an interview. Getting into the interview, Funky says, he begins saying battle rap is dead. He was the party, he was the energy, he was the reason battle rap was popping. Now, that's just simply not true. It's not true. What brought you over to battle rap in the first place? How did you even discover, what was going on, that there was something popping? Like, why did you attach yourself to the scene? It wasn't the love. It wasn't the love, and we're going to get into that. But battle rap was very much popping. Yes, it's not at its heyday, at its heights, that it once was, but the scene right now is incredibly vibrant. Up and down the country, big crowds are watching. Decent numbers are tuning in to YouTube drops. You're getting VODs, and several popping events around the time that you came in last year. So to say that it was dead when you came in, it's just not true. You definitely brought excitement. You brought a hype. You brought something that, a lot of people, is very unique to you. You brought something very, very different, and that was exciting. You did bring an energy. There was much energy here already, but you brought a different energy. You brought, a sort of a Cassidy type energy. I will hype this shit. I will sell this shit. I'm a larger than life character. And I think I've probably called you delusion. You sound a little delusional publicly. You said things like you were the greatest battle rapper in the UK without spitting a bar. You have now spit a bar or two, and we know that it's just not true. Again, you're not even close to the best battle rapper in, within a 100-mile radius of where you live. You're not the best battle. You're probably not the best battle rapper on your road. If I really were to speak to your neighbors and get them to spit some bars for me, but I digress. Um, it's it's just not true. You were hype, you were energy, and you were fun. A lot of people were really looking forward to having you in the scene because of that energy. So that is an absolute fact. But a lot of the other stuff you said, it's just not true. You then went on to say you were part of the best battle rap collective ever in UK battle rap history. Again, this is just not true. And this one, like, easily provable. I mean, the others are too. Like I said, I could go and find a neighbor of yours who could probably do this shit better than you do. But that one, since the formation of MEMBARZ, so you obviously, talking about MEMBARZ, MEMBARZ was, I don't know, are they still a thing? I can't remember if he was talking in the past tense or in the present, but let's talk about in the present. MEMBARZ are Funkydee, Whispers, DMAC, and YD. Since their formation, they've battled at one event. YD hasn't battled at all since then. Now, Funky lost clear to Georgie, Whispers lost clear to Yunnan, and DMAC lost pretty clearly to Tech. So the best battle rap collective ever, and you are 0-3. Again, this is why I use words like delusional. I mean, it's hilarious. It's funny. He's funny. I get it, and a lot of people love that. It's not the sort of stuff that I necessarily buy into, but I appreciate its place in battle rap. And as a battle rapper, I love when a battle rapper has an ego. Has I am the best. I does this shit. No one can touch me. But like your ego should really be grounded in some sort of reality, and your claims shouldn't be so easily disprovable. But let's keep going. Now, he says he's been hated on, and we're hating the community, the culture, the scene. I don't know. Everyone's hating, and they're hating because MEMBARZ are better than everyone. Now, we've just been through MEMBARZ as a collective. Now, when Funky came in, there was a lot of support for him. There was a lot of people, kind of pushing back and maybe against some of his bolder claims, but there were so many people eager to see what he would do, what he could do, would he live up to his claims? And there were so many people who loved his play, like loved the fact that he had come over to battle rap, that he brought the energy that he did. He got a lot of love. The hate, something that you kind of created for yourself. Even when you said you were the biggest thing in battle rap, you weren't getting hate. You weren't getting hate. People were disagreeing with you, and this is all opinions that we do over here. Generally when it comes to who's better than who and where people rank, it's very easy to rank you when you've got one battle and one clear loss. It's very, very easy to rank you. Now, a prediction. You called, hey, I remember at the time when people were talking about, when I was talking about your Georgie battle before it went down, people were predicting, there were people who predicted you to win. There were people who said, nah, Funky is, for all that talk, I expect him to come, and I think he's going to surprise us all, and he's going to beat Georgie. Georgie lost a couple battles in my mind, and he's on a decline right now, and he's not going to take Funky seriously, so Funky's going to beat him. Like I saw opinions like that, but anyone who had Georgie winning, that was hate. No, it's a sensible prediction. It's the only really sensible prediction, unless you're going off of faith, because nobody's seen you battle. We've seen Georgie battle on numerous occasions. He was he top 3 battler of the year last year. Hundreds of people contributed to that. Lots of people rank Georgie incredibly highly, and against someone who's completely untested at all in the battle rap arena. And when we look at the stuff that you've done in clashing, we're not really seeing bars and battle rap bars. We're seeing that you've got something. You've got definitely some transferable skills, but it's a sensible prediction. It's not hate. It's not hate. You really just wanted to kind of paint yourself in a corner. You wanted the label of, the most hated. I am the most hated. Everybody hates me. And, MEMBARZ too. You kind of siphoned off, and MEMBARZ, and, the set had, they were doing their Twitter spaces. The set was YD doing his Twitter spaces. And people were coming, like a lot of the energy coming out of that is MEMBARZ is the most hated. And it's like, oh, Whispers, so much support for Whispers. So many people supporting Whispers, rating Whispers, waiting to see the rest of his career, bigging him up for his battles in the process. I hadn't seen any Whispers hate. I think pushback when you were making claims like, calling out Tay Rock and saying Whispers would beat Tay Rock. I think I saw things like pushback for that, but again, none of that is hate. None of that is hate. And the set was a particularly inflammatory environment. It was a place where, it seemed like a lot of the important thing there was attention. Anything for attention, whether that's good or bad. And I don't know that they attracted any hate. They certainly turned a lot of people off, I think. But hey, certainly not. Certainly not. People were definitely excited to see what the MEMBARZ would do as a collective on the rivalry card. So yeah, again, just not true. He also says, if they spoke to me and they wanted to be my friend, I don't know who this hate is. I think that's the haters. If the haters spoke to him and wanted to be my friend, it wouldn't be this way. I'm not sure who he means, but I happen to know a lot of people spoke to Funky, embraced Funky with open arms, helped welcome him into the community and treated him as, as a battle rap friend, let's say. So I don't know. I don't know what your gripe is there. Lots of people wanted to be your friend, but I don't know what happened and why they're not your friend anymore and why they're not being nice to you. I'm sorry, Funky. And we get on to and we get on to some specifics. It's not just a random day anymore. We've got a name. Shotty Horroh. Shotty Horroh was hating. And we've also got a specific reason as to why the legendary UK goat that is Shotty Horroh was hating on Mr. Are You Gonna Bang Now? And it's because his name, Funky's name, was bigger in battle rap than Shotty Horroh's. Funky says Shotty Horroh was hating on him because Funky has a bigger name in battle rap than him. Now, I've also seen, have I seen it publicly? I don't know if I've seen it publicly or behind the scenes, but he also says Shotty's begging friend. Shotty wants to be my friend. Shotty comes and says this, and he friends me up and does that. He's on my line. He's messaging. He's saying this. He's bad mouthing these people. He's doing that. He's blah blah blah. So is he begging friend or is he hating because your name is bigger in battle rap than his? I don't know which one it is. Can it be both? Can it be neither? I don't know. I don't know. And I now the Shotty stuff. There was a situation. I should have done a bit more due diligence here. What was it with? Was it with all the NLC, the diss tracks going on? At one point, Shotty and Funky got into it on the timeline, and I think Funky basically made a threat, and Shotty said, you're not you're not coming to any events, like if this is how you're not coming to the specific event or whatever it was. So it was a timeline disagreement, and Shotty basically said, you're not coming to that event. I could be wrong. He could have said, you're never coming to any Premier Battles event, full stop. Let's go with that. Let's say Shotty said, you are banned from Premier Battles. Now, when I seem to remember that the specific threat was a very public threat of violence. Now, you can't say that Shotty's acted inappropriately in saying you're not welcome at our events. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, if there was more, I don't know, but I'm going off of what the public sort of perception, what the public were presented with, and this is that. And there may be more that I don't know, but this is the situation that I do know, so I'm going to talk about that. You were banned. You were banned from Premier Battles, and then that turned into, at some point, YD said he was banned from Premier Battles, and when challenged, who you're banned from PB, who banned you? Like, you just battled Sam Hypes over there. Well, go on. He said, well, Funky's my friend, so if he's banned, I'm banned too. So this is where all of that, MEMBARZ banned from every league in the country came from. I don't know that DMAC is banned from No Lose Chat. I don't know. Whispers was given a 5-month suspension from battling on Premier Battles, on No Lose Chat. Premier Battles, he was booked on Premier Battles versus Sam Hypes. So Premier Battles were clearly happy to book him. And also DMAC. I saw DMAC asking Prem, can I battle over there? And Briggsy said, you can do that, mate. Give us a call. Let's set something up, type thing. So this whole MEMBARZ is banned from everywhere. I mean, again, is that true? I don't think so. It's something that you've created for yourself to make yourself, the heel type group. You're the bad guys that everybody hates, except everybody doesn't hate you. I don't know if DMAC is banned, but pretty soon after the No Lose Chat rivalry card, he came out and shat on the league. I think we're going to get more to that. But you came out and publicly denounced the league. I don't know if they banned you. I don't know if you're banned. I don't know if you're welcome back over there. But it wouldn't surprise me if they told you, you can't battle here no more, bro. Like, we're not doing that. Let's just address the claims that you are a bigger name in battle rap than Shotty Horroh. I mean, this is one of those things. Do I even need to address that? Do I even need to say that your name has never, and I doubt could ever, be bigger internationally in battle rap than Shotty Horroh's? He is one of the most respected legendary battlers worldwide. His name rings bells worldwide. Like, it's flippant statements like that make you seem clownish and mean that people just kind of don't really take you seriously. They don't hate on you for it. They laugh at you for it. There is no bigger name in this thing of ours than Shotty Horroh, and not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. So yeah, we laugh at things like that, and it's part of your character, part of your sort of talking yourself up / delusional personality. No one's hating on you for that. You said you came in to battle rap and you took over everything. You didn't, barely a blip on the radar. If you leave now, literal blip on the radar, you have potential, and you could really stick around and if you wanted to make a presence for yourself. But right now, blip on the radar. He said Lunacy is in your DMs begging to battle. Obviously, there should have been a Lunacy Funkydee battle. Luna backed out. Both of them talked a good game. Luna Funky called out Luna. He got Luna to come outside, something that the whole of the scene had wanted for a very long time and couldn't do it. Funky did it. He called him out. Luna fell for the bait and then backed out ultimately at the last minute. I think he said it didn't work with the scheduling of his album or something like that, but he backed out. Now Funky says Luna is in his DMs begging for a battle because he knows he's the energy. Funky is the energy, and if he battles Luna, his name will be up there with the best battle rappers ever. Luna's name, by the way, not Funky's. If Luna battles Funky, this will raise his name in his sort of, battle rap resume, basically. Now, I reached out to Luna. Lunacy says he has you blocked, so he's not in your DMs begging for a battle. That it could have been a battle, could have been a good battle, could have been a nice promo battle. Probably would have been a better battle than the Georgie battle for you, but didn't happen. Now, let's get to your battle with Georgie. So you battled Georgie Roots on the rivalry card. It was a 1-rounder. The first thing you mentioned about that is after the battle, the league owner, you're talking about Paris, you said she went and fast up herself to badmouth your name. Said that Georgie surgically picked you apart and there's nothing that Funky could have said. Georgie already won. Now, I went and looked at that, and that's kind of semi-true. There was a lot of the discussion about MEMBARZ in this stream. Paris did a stream with Wiretap, I think the day after Rivalry to recap the event. But Funky really took exception to the fact that Paris said something like there was nothing that Funky could do, and left it at that. Left it at that. He's mentioned that several times. It's been a real bugbear of his. He's ranted and ranted about it. He misses out the part. He says she bad-mouthed his name. He misses out the part entirely where Paris actually says, Funky did good. It was a really good thing for us to see. We never knew what he was going to do. So it was dope that he came and he did that. He was good. So I don't know about bad mouthing your name. You can take a view, whether she should have spoken it or not, whether she should have given her opinion or not. I think it's a pretty standard thing, and you'll see league owners do it all the time. Speak on the battles just after they happened. I don't think she necessarily gave a clear winner, but even if she did, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. And you'll see other league owners do it as well when a battle is very, very clear. And this one was very clear. But she gave you your props. She said, you did a good job. It's not bad mouthing you, in my opinion. It's just saying you lost the battle if you want to take it that far. And you clearly lost the battle. Now, you also said you are the reason that there was a crowd for the first time ever. One of the biggest draws, not one of, the biggest draw for rivalry was Rivers versus Tally. Without a doubt, that was the draw of the card. A battle that had so much history, that was years in the making. Two vets of the scene. Like that was a draw. And MEMBARZ played a huge part in that battle not going down. Like, so, when you talk about you brought the energy, you were the card, you were the this, well, you and your crew were also a big part of the reason that the battle that most people actually did come to see and actually wanted to see and paid money for was a battle that didn't go down, because, and a lot of part of that was your shenanigans, the MEMBARZ shenanigans, all of the extra shit that went out on the day. A lot of that was the reason that we didn't get the battle that we wanted to see. Plainly and simply, the event took so long. Battles were twice as long as they should have been when MEMBARZ were on stage, because of all the extra nonsense, all of the extra gas, all of the bringing things back 74 times, all of the unnecessary pushing and shoving and crowd control that had to go down because of your antics. Your antics, the MEMBARZ antics, were a big reason why that battle didn't happen. I can't place that all on you. Obviously, the league have a responsibility on that as well. They I don't know, in my mind, they should have just from the first battle not had you lot back on stage. You were a distraction. You delayed time significantly, and you just meant that the event couldn't progress smoothly, and you fucked up the footage, man. So you took a pay cut to help out UK battle rap and help battle rappers get money, and all they did was shit on your name. Now, I don't know your pay structure. I don't know if you did take a pay cut. I don't know which battle rappers you've helped to get money. Maybe within your own crew. If you have, salute to you for that. That's a dope thing. Not always I'm going to promote and encourage that. I don't know outside of them who you've helped, who you've helped get money. I don't know. But I do know that I haven't seen anyone shitting on you, and what I have seen is you and your crew members shitting on people. So again, just not true. Now you were really pissed that that you haven't spoken since February, and they dropped your battle. Same with DMAC. Why do they need to ask you when they drop it's their battle? Like, they own that. It's theirs. It's not yours. They don't need your permission. They don't need to notify you. And in fact, this is how it goes. Welcome to Battle Rap. You were upset that No News Chat have not promoted DMAC's League. Why would you expect them to? Why on earth would you expect them to? There is no harmony between DMAC and No Loose Chat at the moment, and DMAC has said publicly some really shitty things, including he accused the league owner, he accused Snoop of leaking his bars. He publicly accused Snoop of leaking material to his opponent. Now, Tech had a rebuttal in the DMAC and Tech battle. Tech had a rebuttal. And I think Smoke King, shout out Smoke King's big supporter of our scene, said something like, he knew that was Kai, almost looked like he knew it was coming or something. Now, I don't think at all Smoke Kings was trying to suggest someone had leaked it. I think it was more, he was sort of talking about maybe thinking about counter-writing, pre-battle type thing. To me, it looked like it was a Mac. It was a Mac rebuttal. I seem to remember he rebutted something about Mac, but Tech's round was full of similar material, similar sort of Tech Mac flips, and I thought that was probably a throwaway. He'd written it, thrown it away, and pulled it back for the rebuttal. But at no point did I think, oh, someone's leaked that to Tech. And then, of course, when that happened, DMAC then went and played detective and pulled out 2 other No Loose Chat battles where his opponents had counter-written, or, they'd had similar angles, and he said his bars must have been leaked. It was just like dot levels of reach, reach God dot, like that type level reach. And in fact, I believe his opponents came out. I think one said he gave him the angle in the face off. And I can't remember what Sojitsu said, but he said something equally, don't be so damn stupid, of course. It wasn't leaked. It was an obvious angle, something like that. So, when you've come out, and I don't think you've publicly apologise to the league owner for this. I'm pretty sure I'm blocked from DMAC's Twitter now, so I can't even. I'm actually quite sad about that. I loved DMAC. He was my little friend. He gave me so much joke. And yeah, I'm blocked on Twitter, so I can't even go and check. But yeah, there was no public apology for the very damaging public accusation. If DMAC had credibility, then people would believe that and think that shit, maybe they're not to be trusted if they're going to be giving people an unfair advantage. So yeah, I don't know why you would expect them to promote anything that you're doing. It's just not realistic. Now, Funky also talks about whispers specifically and how No Leash Chat dealt with their star guy. So they dealt with him wrong, basically, and refers to Whisper's battle with Yunnan. He's talking about the suspension for Whispers bringing out what he's calling a prop. He says it was a prop, nobody got hurt, it was a dumb thing for him to do, and they banned him for 5 months. But then he also says they gave him Sam Hypes in Manchester. I don't know how that works out, but now, whether it was a prop or not, Whispers brought a knife to a battle. I was on stage. It certainly didn't look like a prop. It looked like a real knife. A real knife. He brought a big ass butcher looking knife to a battle rap event and brought it out on stage, talking about I stab people. Like, you brought a knife into a venue. You broke the law, first of all, and you put the venue on the line, you put the league on the line. If there are any potential sponsorships you put on the line, that has a wider effect than just the league. The venue, potential insurers, sponsors, other leagues are affected when you do something on behalf of battle rap. This is a battle rap event. You are a battle rapper. Battle rapper brings that knife in the middle of a battle. That looks atrocious. It looks really bad on the league. Obviously, it's not going to be in the footage, but you a 5-month suspension. We're talking about, in the span of 5 months, how many events are No Loose Chat going to throw? A 5-month suspension from No Loose Chat. You haven't been banned from the scene. They suspended you for 5 months. Probably just because as well, you're just starting out. Whispers was just starting out. He's a rookie, giving him some leeway. But you can't pull out a bloody knife in a battle and not expect to have severe ramifications, consequences for your stupidity, even if it's a prop. Even if it's a prop. What about if, your entourage then decides to rush the battle rapper with the prop and a big potential knife fight breaks out on stage? Like, so many things can come from that, but it's just a really irresponsible thing to do. And I don't think you can't call a suspension for bringing out a knife in a rap battle. You can't call a suspension for bringing out a knife in a battle, doing the guy dirty. He signed his own death certificate there. It was a really stupid thing to do, and the people around him with experience, people around him, full stop, should have told him that's a really dumb thing to do. And you can try and say that they didn't know. It's obvious, so obvious that Whisper's entourage knew that was going to happen, and they let it happen. Not to say that, Whispers doesn't have control of his own destiny, can't make his own decisions, but I don't know. Maybe they tried to dissuade him from doing it. I don't know, but it was a really stupid thing to do either way. Now, he also says, Funkydee, that he broke the ceiling. He broke the ceiling, and he's now moving unruly. He's moving unruly, and because of that, he's been barred from every league in the country. We've already talked about that. And he's saying battle rap has gatekeepers, and that he broke over the gatekeepers. He broke over the gatekeepers and showed that the power of the gatekeepers can be broken. Again, they were hating on his dominance. Now that's, again, nonsense. Nonsense. Every culture kind of has its gatekeepers. And I don't know who you're accusing of being a gatekeeper. Nobody trying to keep you out. Nobody tried to say you have no place here, you shouldn't battle here. They might after seeing your battle, but beforehand, people were very welcoming of you, and loved your unruly personality, loved your approach to battle rap, really embraced that, and embraced and welcomed you. So I don't know what you're saying. You said MEMBARZ were supposed to lose, and it didn't even happen. Yeah, it did. It did. MEMBARZ lost every battle. I think the only one that you might say could possibly be debatable is DMAC Tech. I think the comments have it. I don't think there's too many comments for that one, so it's a bit hard to judge. But yeah, Tech got that pretty clear. But that's the only one that you might have an argument with. Georgie took you clear. Yunnan beat Whispers clear. Even DMAC said it in his recap with was it with Brill afterwards? I think he did a live recap, and he was saying, yeah, Whispers was dope. He was fire, but the experience of Yunnan, he was out there, and he took the battle. So even your own crew don't believe that you won every battle, and you didn't. Your battle with Georgie, you blatantly didn't win. You didn't win, and you were a lot better than some people expected, because some people thought you were just going to be arse, and you weren't quite arse. But it was real basic stuff. It was real basic stuff. Some of your shit didn't even rhyme. Great performance, great energy. Can't even say great. I can't even use words like great because of all the antics. You pushed Georgie so aggressively during his round. During his round, you had come over to Georgie's side of the ring, completely taken his side of the ring. Georgie's kind of ushering you back to your side. He hasn't pushed you. He hasn't shoved you. He's ushering. He's got a hand on you. Yes. But he's not disrespected you in any way. You're on his side of the ring. You're not, you've fast yourself and come up over here. And then he's telling you, and I think, the league are directing you back. And then you turn around and just push him, like shove him violently. That's like the actions of a losing man, and you haven't even spit yet. And then Georgie has a really great round, and he breaks you down really effectively, and everything that he says in the end of his breakdown, he takes a very structured breakdown and goes back to childhood, does basically an analysis of your psychology, and does a great job. It's believable. We buy it all because you demonstrate it all. You act like a child. You act like you're seeking attention, like you're just an attention seeker, a hype attention seeker who didn't get hugged enough. It's what it looks like. And you have nothing to counter that. You come with basic punches, and they're very basic. Like I say, some shit doesn't even rhyme. And maybe a northerner, maybe if you were someone like DMAC, let's say, maybe if DMAC had written some of those bars, then maybe his accent could make them rhyme. Yours can't. You then pushed Georgie as well in your round. You pocket check him. So you've already pushed him in his round. You pocket check him, and then you send him flying across the stage. Not a shoulder bump, just a push. Just to put 2 hands on his chest, send him flying across the stage. When the bar doesn't even call for aggression, I don't even think it's on a bar. I think you finish the bar after you push it. It just seemed like it really petulant. It seemed to me because you faked a shoulder barge before, and Georgie didn't react. And it seems to me like it was out of frustration for that. And so you just pushed him because you were losing, and he didn't react like a pussy when you faked. And so you were going to make him look like a pussy by pushing him. It just made you look kind of pathetic, not kind of pathetic, really pathetic. And like, this is why, you have to have thick skin to battle. You have to be able to take whatever a man says and not want to get physical, because this isn't a physical thing. Yeah, it's physical in the sense that it's going to get aggressive. It's going to get a little sometimes, but not in that sense. Not like that. Not out of nowhere. That's just childish behavior. But Georgie already broke that down. I mean, I don't really have much else to say about that. Clear loss that you took badly. I think you gave Georgie his props. I think you say you won. Georgie was off form because he's taken too many battles or something. He's a good writer. You gave him some credit, but to your credit. But you lost, clearly. Georgie outwrote you, outbarred you, outperformed you, all of that. There's clear levels, clear levels. There's no one on that card you would have beaten. I can't think of anybody in the scene right now, notable or otherwise, who you would beat with that level. But I do think you definitely have something. You have a quality that really works with battle rap. You've got some performance, but you very little in the way of bars and basic rhymes. Like you have to rhyme shit. You have to rhyme in this thing, and the rhymes have to be on point. As for Phoenix Fire, now she says it wasn't an interview, that Funky had a few things to get off his chest, and the purpose was to let him express yourself about a situation. Let him express himself about a situation that he was unhappy with. And this is in DMs, because I reached out to Phoenix and said, yo, I'll go on for that interview. And I told her that I'd be responding to it. And she said, it's freedom of speech, basically. And at that point, I wondered where her freedom of speech was. When he's shitting on the league, when he's, dragging No Loose Chat through the mud, where was your freedom of speech to challenge him? First of all, to challenge him, to call out his claims that he's, a bigger name in battle rap than Shotty Horroh, that he's the best to do this, that he's hated on, all of that. You're supposed to challenge that as a media platform. You didn't make clear that you were basically just being his mouthpiece, or not mouthpiece because you weren't saying it for him. You were just being a platform for him to vent. Like I say, you called it an interview, and you did ask him several questions. Among them, you asked him his name. I think you asked him why he was unhappy and stuff, but you didn't challenge anything. And you also had the freedom of speech to say, I don't agree with anything that Funky said, and No Loose Chat, I'm cool with the owners. They let me into their events free of charge. They send me the VOD. I'm cool with them. You also had the freedom of speech to say that, to say I don't agree with anything with what Funky says. I think as a media platform, you have a responsibility to challenge his claims, or even if you don't want to challenge them, if you literally just want to let him say whatever he wants to say, and not provide a counter, then, not challenge him directly, but provide your own counter and distance yourself from his nonsense. That's just my opinion. Oh, it's not really just mine. But if you're calling yourself a media platform, that's kind of what you should be doing. But certainly to distance yourself from his disrespect of people that you're supposed to be cool with. If someone comes on my platform, you don't have to do what I do on my platform. Nobody does. But just generally, um, in this community, we're a close community. If someone comes on and they're shitting on someone else, I have to provide a counter, and I also have to distance myself from what the person is saying, because I am giving them the platform to do it. I don't want to give, if you've got fair gripes and stuff, but I don't want to give you the platform to just disrespect people that I'm cool with. And if you're doing that, then I have a responsibility to distance myself from that, because it's just what a good person does. Don't know why I did that. Like, I've got a mic, but it's just, I wouldn't want someone that I'm cool with to just give someone space to disrespect me and not speak up for me. Just my opinion. But yeah, I thought that was trash, to be honest. I thought that was really trashy behavior. That was irresponsible as a media platform, and just trash as a person, really. I don't really speak on other media like that. I mean, if I have cause to, I guess I've probably done it on VS. I might have done it on Roast, but not really about other UK platforms, perhaps. I really haven't had the need to, but I really felt the need to say something about this one. And the fact that, yeah, you just just let him show battle rap his back and his ass for the whole, you know, interview. Oh, here we are. I just wanted to provide a counter, like I say, use my platform to answer Funky's claims, challenge them, and to speak up for a scene that I've got nothing but love and respect for. I think that's all I've got to say about that. But yeah, definitely like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. More content coming soon. Check me out on Verified Source on Battle Rap Trap. Follow the YouTube and the caffeine for that. Also check me out at allhiphop.com. Daily stories, like I said, the latest up-to-date hip-hop news, new acts, everything you need to know about what's going on in hip-hop is over there at allhiphop.com. So definitely go and support over there. Much love. Speak soon.